Welcome to part 4 of the GM Sniper 2 Master Grade build, and we're nearly done now. We're just going to go through and do some weathering. You can see here a pair of legs that has been fully decaled and has been given a nice glossy coat over the top. Looks pretty good so far. Now I'm going to ruin it by putting loads of weather on top of it. The first thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of streaking, and this is just general bit of grime that kind of builds up when there's rain or some kind of weather, and it's kind of leaked down the armour while it's been standing in a stationary position, where it's been outside for a while. And the way I'm going to do that is I've got some engine fuel and oil, engine grime from MIG, and this is kind of like an enamel based kind of grimy stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it to just a couple of dots here and there where I would expect streaks to appear. So around these vents here on the legs, probably on the inner thighs here, maybe a bit on the kind of joints at the back, and maybe on these vents here, maybe a bit of drippage. So let's get on with doing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get myself a relatively small brush. Let's just go with this one here. And I'm just going to literally apply it straight on, and I'm going to leave it for about 10 minutes or so just to dry up. This is enamel, so it doesn't dry like within 15 minutes, so that'll be a good sort of 3 hours before it's fully cured. But I just want it to get to the state where it's a little bit sticky, and then we're going to go over it with our large flat brush and streak it down and see how it looks. Let's take it in a bit closer. Okay, so we're going to expect it to kind of be here. So let's put a bit of a dollop around here. Let's get a little bit more on the brush. Around here as well. A little bit here. A little bit here, a little bit here. It's a little bit rough at the minute, but that's okay. Let's just do this leg as well while we're at it. A little bit in there. This is a bit awkward because I'm doing it at a really weird angle. I'm probably being a little bit too rough, but it's okay. So the beauty of these enamels is that I can just brush them off if need be. Hence the that's why it's been base coated in a acrylic gloss, just to make sure that nothing kind of burns through when I end up using this tiny bit thinner here in the next stage. So let's leave that for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll come back to it and do some streaking. Okay, so now we've let that dry out for a bit. I've got some enamel thinner here, and I'm just going to douse this in the enamel thinner, and then I'm going to take most of it off so it has a very light kind of a light coating of enamel thinner. And then here's the difficult part, because I haven't done this very often. I should say it's probably like, I don't know, like the second or third time I've done this. So let's see how this goes. So we're going to start up here, and we're just going to try and sweep down in a very in one direction, just to make sure that we get streaks going that look like they are proper dribs. That's not bad. That's pretty good. It's worth bearing in mind that I'm trying to do a very subtle weathering effect on this model kit. So I'm not going to go all out like tank style, make it super grimy. Just want a little bit of grime here and there. It doesn't show up that well on this this colour, but it's okay. It's a nice subtle effect, I think. Did a little bit more down here by the ankles as well. let's kind of sweep that down a bit as well. There we go, I'm quite happy with that. Nice bit of streaking. I did a little bit here as well where I thought that things might gather. Obviously the more that you do it, the more it's going to rub off, so you've got to kind of know when to stop. And I think I'm about there. It's a really nice texture on it as well, which I'm quite enjoying. Okay, so that's that side done. Let's do the other side. Yeah, nice. That's good. I'm happy with that. So let's do the other sides, and then after that I will show a little bit of chipping here and there, using this acrylic colour chipping brown that I always use, and a little bit of silver just to show a bit of exposed metal. That's my usual go-to methods there. So let's do that. Alright, so okay, next we're going to add a little bit of paint chipping. So I have here, as I mentioned earlier, this MIG acrylic chipping colour, and I'm just going to carefully dump some here in this palette. And I have here my trusty kind of foam brush that I picked up from just a arts and crafts store, dead cheap, like 99p, something like that. It's always useful to get one that has this kind of tip that comes to a point. Very useful. So I'm just going to get right in there, douse it up a bit, and then I'm going to take it out because we don't want too much in there. And then I'm just going to find a couple of points on here to add a bit of chipping. Now I don't want to go too mad, obviously. I'm trying to keep it all very subtle. And so let's just do around a bit here in the corners, just in places where I would expect it to be. Obviously the GM Sniper will be on its knees quite often, so I don't mind doing quite a few chips here and there on the paint of the knees. That's about enough. I want to do it very subtly, so a little bit there. A bit on the tips. Let's do a little bit on the back here, just where the thrusters are. Maybe on this bottom edge here, we have lots of blasting going on. The paint's going to somewhat come off. And maybe on the tops of the feet here. A little bit on the bottom of the ankles. But you can see there's just a very tiny amount of chipping going on there, just around the leg. I'm going to do the same thing on the other leg, and I'm also going to get a bit of silver here, and let's put that on the palette, just in these places. Let's get that on camera so you can see what I'm doing. Just trying to find the centre of any of these chipping parts, and then just putting a dot of silver on there, just here and there, just to indicate a bit of a scratch, a bit of a dig here and there. Now you'll see this all a bit better once it's all completed, and I've taken some nice pictures, so don't worry if you can't see it that well. But this is again, this is just a really basic, very light weathering of this kit that I think anybody can do, so it's definitely worth giving it a go. So yeah, let's do the other leg, and after this it's just the backpack and the weapons to do. So that is the model now pretty much completed. All we've got to do now is just reassemble everything, and also want to take off this masking that's here on the visor that was there just to prevent any kind of clear coat or any weathering or any dry brushing from getting onto the clear sections here. So I'm just going to remove that now. Zoom in a bit so you can see that, and wow, I did it. And then once that's off, let's assemble the whole thing, and we'll see how it looks in its final form. So here is the model completely assembled. just have a little look around with my wobbly camera skills. And here on the side, let's take a look at the back. This is how the back is looking. And legs. And next, I'm going to get this in the booth, in the light booth. And I'm going to go ahead and take some nice close-up pictures of it. You just see here, painted in the lenses here of the sniper rifle. And yeah, let's see how this looks. I'll stick a slideshow at the end of this video so you can see it in its full glory. And I thank you all for watching this work in progress series for the Master Grade GM Sniper 2, and I'll see you again in the next episode. Bye bye.